Hey, how are you? I had a great topic come in. Thank you for recommending it. The request was, can you give me some advice about speaking to a group of people? I get a little bit nervous. I could use some tips. Absolutely. It's a great skill to have. Number one, what are you going to talk about? Number two, how are you going to talk about it? Equally important, by the way. And number three, who are you going to talk to? So let's go with number one. Practice, practice, practice your content. The first thing you're going to do is write it all down, word for word, so you know exactly what you're going to say. You're going to practice that, practice that, practice that. Then you're going to move to index cards. You're going to take 1 to 2 keywords from the beginning section, a little bit further, another couple keywords. You write those keywords, 1 to 2 words, on an index card. Then you add another couple of keywords on another index card. You might have a stack of 30 to 40. You put numbers of those cards in the corner. That way if you drop them right before you're going to present, you can quickly put them back in order again. So that is the content. Try and start with a story. Okay? Something like, have you ever woken up in the morning and felt like you didn't want to come to school? Well, that's kind of like the way that, and you lead that right into your content. That have you ever is a great tip that I got from a friend of mine. And what it does is it creates a connection between you and the audience that keeps them hooked. You don't want to get up there and just tell them, because then they're bored. Nobody enjoys that, and you don't enjoy that. So come up with a story and lead that in. Now, let's talk about how you're going to actually present it, because this is a big piece of it. A couple of general tips. Number one, try and avoid direct eye contact. What that does, though, is it gets you into this, well, I wonder what they're thinking, and it can throw you off. Look right above their head, because it makes it look like you're looking in their eyes, but you're really not, and it can allow you to stay focused on what you're doing. Okay, number two, vary the speed at which you're talking. So you talk slowly when you want to emphasize certain points. You talk quickly when you want to kind of get through things and get on to something else. And then vary the volume. Raise the volume when you want to emphasize things, and you notice your facial gestures will raise as well. And then lower the volume when you really want people to listen and focus on something. It's strange how that works, but it really does work. Okay, so those are 2 key tips. Number 3, move around when you talk. If you stand still, most people have a tendency to move and fidget anyway. So moving around does a few things. Keeps you relaxed, and it gets people to follow you, which keeps their focus. Okay? All right, now let's get to the how-to again of presenting. If you have the option to use a PowerPoint, do, with these words of caution. Put pictures on your PowerPoint and a few words, like less than 6. That way they focus on the picture and they think, what does this have to do with what he's trying to say? And then they can come back to you and you can share with them what the picture represents. That takes the eyeballs off you for a second so that you're not always under the gun. If you write a whole bunch of words with a bunch of bullets on there, all that does is give them a place to look and read. What's the purpose of you even being there? Which is maybe what you want. But in an ideal presentation, a couple of pictures, words, that's it. Then it's back and forth, back and forth. All right, now let's quickly talk about audience. Who are the people you're talking to? This is where you have to think about the stories that you want to tell and make the connection between the audience and your content. The more stories you can tell that directly connect to where they are in their life, that's, the have you ever types of things, the better your presentation is going to go. If you can get people laughing and thinking, oh, this is kind of cool, that's going to be a great presentation. Again, thanks for the topic, and look for the follow-up, which is how to give a great PowerPoint presentation. Take care.